Boom! Cheers, everybody. What is going on, y'all? So, another week, we're going to preview a bunch of new deals. I think I've got at least 10. There might be 12. Let's look right now. We got 10 different promo codes that you can claim anywhere from 10 to 40% off right now for the stream. A lot of these deals are going to be ending today, so I wanted to throw them in. We also got some promo codes that you'll see throughout the week. Also, I just want to go over yesterday. Sunday. I made a video that got a pretty good response going over protein pancakes in the morning. And then there was a cool hack to go along with it. We're going to talk about during the stream. We're going to talk about, again, some of the additional accessories that I have, how they fit into a healthy lifestyle. But before we get into any of that, I actually wanted to highlight, let me go all the way over here. We're going to, first I'm going to highlight, I just tried, yesterday I had to put an emergency order in for delivery because I didn't have any coffee left for the morning. So I had an order placed just to get some coffee in. Normally I've never had Peet's, the grounded coffee. When I stayed in Joshua Tree, we actually got a not K-cup, but it was an espresso machine. So you got one of those little espresso cups, Nespresso cups, whatever that would be. So I was like, you know what? Let me try Peet's and see what it's like. So we're actually going to make kind of a unboxing, quote unquote, as it were, video. I'm going to shoot with you guys while I'm actually taste testing it because I just made my first cup of coffee with it. And we'll dig into that. I got the Osaka French press that we're going to be pouring it into. I also got the Coffee Gator French press. I'm going to cross compare that too. So we got a bunch of awesome stuff. How my morning routine looks. That was something that I saw that it got a good response. I did a day in the life last week that seemed to get a pretty good response. Hey, we want to see that. So I'm going to walk you through some of the products related to that as well. And as always, if you're watching on any of the other platforms, hop on over here to Amazon. Even if you're watching the replay on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitch, any of that, you can go over to Amazon, watch the replay over here, and you can see all the products that I'm talking about in the carousel. Especially if it's at some point today on the 28th, you'll be able to take advantage of the promo codes that we have and the discounts getting anywhere from 10 to up to 40% off. All right, so I'm going to open up my messages, my chat. We're going to get it all rocking. Unfortunately, Christian's not here today. He's got to handle some stuff. Christian, I feel bad for this dude. He was sick last week. He's got to take care of some emerging stuff this week, but in the grand spectrum of things, it's all good. You know what I mean? Also, guys, let me know if you see any spots I might have missed. I shaved right before this, the top of my head. I just trimmed up my facial here, and I feel like I might have rushed and missed a couple spots. So if you guys see some spots, don't be afraid to call me out. You know what I mean? Which I know you guys in the chat probably won't. It's all good. All right. I'm going to just I realized I didn't post on Discord to let everybody know. I'm going to throw it up on Instagram and the stories so you guys will know we're live. And then we'll just give it a minute to let a couple of people trickle on in. And again, if you guys got questions, not only on the products I'm talking about, but really anything in the carousel, feel free to let me know. I'm always happy, obviously, to dig into that stuff. But let's take the link, let's take the info, and let's throw it up on our social medias. Now, I'm also working on when I'm checking the chat and when I'm, typing in messages and stuff, I'm really working, guys, on not just staring down at my phone. That's kind of tricky. It's something I'm not honestly the best at. I even highlighted the Coffee Gator French press, but let's go back to Peet's. So we have the Peet's ground coffee. I just thought this was a funny name, by the way, the Major Dickinson's blend. I don't know if that's an inside joke that I'm unaware of or uneducated on or what it is, but it just seemed funny to me. All right, let me add in. So what we're also going to add is I've got my Lean Body, my chocolate flavor. So I want to add that into it. And then we're also going to add in my Ninja coffee machine, which is also not either one of these, but I just love me my Ninja coffee. So I'm going to put in the cafe mocha one, but I have the chocolate. You can pick any one in the variety pack. And let's go Ninja coffee. So I've got the pot right here, and I'm going to transfer that pot. Uh-oh. I just realized what I was doing. I'm going to transfer this pot of coffee into my French press because this is actually a kind of a secret hack that I use sometimes, guys. Not that you can't pour the coffee right, I guess, from the pot. But sometimes I feel like it just might be too hot. And the reason I like the French press is it's got this little like rubber component on the bottom, so it's not going to like overheat whatever material I'm putting on. Maybe that's just in my mind some silly thought, but that's how I look at it. All right, let's boom, add that. Just wanted to get those in there. I got to be honest, guys, it's hot. Like I left the heater on in here and it's like 65, 70 degrees out. And I just took a sauna before this. I'm probably going to be sweating, guys. So don't mind as you're going to see this kind of happening. All right, let's throw it up on the Discord and let's let the people know what's going on. Again, how you guys doing today? Since I don't stream on Tuesdays on the streaming sense feels like Mondays. Like, how's your week going? What's going down? What is everybody up to? You know, I always want to know. So fill me in with the deets, you know. First, let's pour our first cup of coffee here. Boom. This is that Pete's Dark Roast Major Dickinson's blend. I'm going to pour that in. Excuse me. Then I'm going to take my Lean Body. Again, I have these in the carousel so you guys can check them out. Some of these are just things I use on the day-to-day, and that's why like every week I'll probably include some version of it because I think it's like an essential and it's a staple in my lifestyle. But when we have deals too, I also throw in bonus deals. Ah, so good. So good. All right, so now we're just throwing it up on the IGs, letting the people know that we're here, we're live, we're going. Live right now. Click here right now. That's a Super Troopers reference for those of you, the uninitiated, unfamiliar. Boom. All right. And shout out to my homie Pascal winning another world title this past weekend. Get it, Pascal. And then also shout out, I just realized that this is the first time I'm live since the weekend. What's up, Runny Nose? Being able to coach and corner some of our fighters this weekend was an awesome experience. Shout out to Deuce Carter, Isaac Roosevelt. To me, both of them won. Isaac got a third round hard-earned KO. And then Deuce, he technically lost the split decision, but I really believe in my heart of hearts, he won that like pretty much hands down. I even think it should have been a split decision. I mean, honestly, even the president of the sanctioning body came up to me afterwards, who was cornering our opponent, or the cornering Deuce's opponent, was like, I wouldn't have scored it that way. And it is what it is. Honestly, this is the learning lesson, though, is if you finish the fight, no need to go to decision. So that's something that Deuce and I and Johnny and Phil and the team, we kind of discussed, like, okay, we just get to really focus on being able to finish the fight, or at least drop them every round. Because if you drop someone in striking, it's an automatic 10-8 round unless something crazy happens. Are you growing the stash out? No. You know what's funny, though? So I shaved like my whole head, right? And I use electric shaver, so I didn't get like to the skin. And I did it on my face. But what tends to happen is my facial, like my stash hair, grows back thicker and faster. So even when I just shave it compared to everything else, it looks like it's growing in thicker. So I just honestly, I'm going to take time tomorrow to shave, or this week to like shave it down. I wanted to just get a quick run through. You know what I mean? Thanks for noticing, though. Appreciate that you care. All right, so let's throw it up on the Discord. Let the people know what's up, right, Runny Nose? I like how you change your kind of title based on like my day. Like I'm a little stuffy today, so you're changing it up to today. I just noticed that you do that. And maybe I'm just narcissistic and thinking that's why you're doing it. You look like multiple actors depending on angle and facial hair. Also, depending on how tan I get, too. That's a big one. I'm kind of like, I got tan, but I feel like I'm red from doing the sauna. And I'll throw the sauna in here, too. And what I'll do is be able to kind of showcase. I'll show you some other, and I think you saw pictures when I shared it on my profile. Like, I can look drastically different when I'm tan as well versus not tan. So that's like a big component of it. But here, we're going to, after this, I'm actually going to make a video on, I wonder when I can screen record, because I'm using my good camera. This is something that I'm working on. I'm going to start using more of my Sony camera, even shooting like B-roll stuff, just because I want the best quality content. You have a video with a fuller stash. You look like James Franco. I've heard James Franco. I've heard Tom Cruise. I've heard Ralph Macchio, right? The Karate Kid. I've heard that when I was younger, when I used to have hair. Ralph Macchio. I'm butchering his name. Sorry, Ralph. He's from Long Island too, by the way. Fun fact. Long Island in the building. In Brooklyn, what's up? And I'm trying to think who else I've heard. I feel like I've heard quite a few. but that's just the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. All right, so now with all that being said, I'm gonna highlight. I got my Osaka French press here. So I'm not doing a true French press, guys. To be honest with you guys, I'm gonna transfer. And sometimes I just do this. I don't even do a full French press. I literally just transfer from my pot of coffee from my Ninja. So I have this is like from my Ninja right here. And the Ninja, does it have? Ooh, we got a little 10% off. Nice. Let's see if any of the videos I did on the Ninja ever made it, because this is the pot itself. But I feel like I stepped the game up just for Ninja because I really liked it. But it looks like just the dad's videos got some good ones up here. But either way, it's a clutch device. It's a clutch tool. It helps you, like, it's got a frother. So I'm going to literally just pour this into my Osaka French press. The reason I do that, it might sound silly to you guys, is to me the Osaka French press has this little like rubber component on it, or that silicone, so that even if it's hot, it's not going to like warp or melt or do anything to like the surfaces. While this, I put it on like one of my donuts right here. It's already, like, you can tell it's like started to melt the resin or whatever it is on top. So I'm going to throw this over here. I'm going to get it out of the way. Now we got our nice Osaka French press. Yeah, Osaka. I'll highlight that next. Boom. Again, I'll throw this right over. Where do we want to display our delicious coffee? I'll put it next to our cooking recipe. If you guys didn't take advantage of the Kindle deal where it was absolutely free, you done messed up. But thank you to everyone that did. So let's go to and do a little bit of an unboxing, a little bit of a preview. Ooh, that's what I'll do too. Throw it in. I want to throw in the. Yeah, I'll throw in the Serene Life Sauna because that one's just. Or we'll throw in the Yeti. I'm using the Yeti. I'm gonna hydrate with that too. So I'll give you guys a reminder because I talk about the Serene Life quite enough. You guys will see it. I even have my video up on there. You guys will know what's up. Ooh, and this one's got 15% off too. What's up? Again, I gotta get to work on that. Let's see if there's any deals on the Peet's coffee blend. Major Dickinson. It's just a hilarious name, in my humble opinion. Which one do I have? I got the 10.5 ounce. Boom. Okay. So let's highlight our Peet's. Let's make a little video here. We're gonna make a little unboxing. Again, I'm gonna make multiple videos, but wanted to have the unboxing video. Boom. Actually, you know what we're gonna use? We're gonna use my actual light, make it look nice. Even though this thing isn't plugged in and charged right now. This is like an old school, guys. In case you wonder, when I make content from years ago, I still keep a lot of the products. Some of them, transparently, I do giveaways with, or will like kind of send them, pay them forward, as it were. But a lot of them I like to keep and I use on like a daily or weekly basis. They're legit. Even though they're sponsored, like I legitimately use a lot of these products in the ways that I say that I use them, because they're like, I mean, all the products I say that I use, how I use them, I do, but some of them I actually keep around, and it stays consistent just from like my experience of it. All right, so boom. Bam. Let's check, see if we got any questions. What's going on, Runny Nose? You got any other good stuff? Let's see if we're making a streak here on the Discover on Amazon. So I wonder too, with the algorithm on Amazon, if you're on the Discover, if that's just like, I'm assuming algorithms, like, obviously got an amazing tech and algorithm. They're featuring you on the Discover based on like, so if you see me on Discover, maybe it's because you're either subscribed or you're like gonna probably enjoy the content I'm posting about. I don't know. I wonder how that works. I find it very interesting. Either way, I'm not gonna complain. I'm just like very curious. So let's talk about the Peet's coffee. So I just got some Peet's coffee. This, first off, the name just caught me. I got to be honest with you guys. Major Dickinson's blend. I don't know if there's a person I should be aware of that's connected to this, or it's just a hilarious name. I'm going to educate myself, so in another video I'll be able to speak to that. But I wanted to first just unbox it with you guys. I already made a cup of coffee transparently, so we're going to taste test it together. The aroma, that's always a fun part of it. And when I was actually scooping it out with the grounds, the actual quality of the grounds, I wonder if you guys can relate to this, but I feel like I could tell the difference in the blend and in the roast with the way the grounds were actually done. So I have my coffee here. Yeah, I got to say, I'm more of a dark roast person. I've had different blends, lighter, medium roast, whether it's Peet's or another one. I really like this. This is pretty solid. The first time I've tried it, thumbs up so far. I also transparently have thrown in a lean body chocolate shake with the coffee. That's the only way I really drink coffee. It's either black or with a protein shake. It's usually my go-to blend. And the smell, the ground, coffee, thumbs up. As I just spilled it everywhere. Cheers, everyone. This is where I get to use a robot. Because dude, if you could see my floor right now. Spilled coffee all over my floor. I'm kind of bummed about it. This is where you just gotta laugh. All right. This is where I get to sweep all that up later. Man, dude, that's what I get for trying to make too many videos. All right. What else? What else do we want to talk about here? So we talked about the Peet's coffee. I talked about that. Let's bring this puppy down a little bit. Man, that bums me out. Bums me out, y'all. I want to kind of show. I'm very tempted to actually show you guys. Be like, yo, this is the mess. This is the mess I'm creating here. But we'll see. All right, let's pull up our Peet's coffee. Have you guys ever had Peet's? Like, what's your go-to? If you guys are drinking coffee, what is your go-to coffee? Let's also look up like Major Dickinson. Like, what's that? Dickinson's blend. All right, so that's like the first thing. Is there like something to this Major Dickinson's that I don't know about? Coffee blend? Like, is it just the funny name of it? Like, trying to get it. Is a good option. Boom, rich, robust, agreed. Goes, yep, okay, I hear that. Yeah, but who's like Major Dickinson? Love about it, recommended brewing. All right, maybe there's not actually a person. Maybe I'm just like silly. Maybe I'm just ignorant, y'all. Oh, what's up, Alan? Hey. How you doing, dude? I just spilled like coffee grounds all over the floor here. I'm gonna have to obviously clean this up, dude. We're gonna get the cleaning crew up in here. How you doing, by the way, Alan? Dude. I can't believe I just did this. This is like, what are we doing here, y'all? Doing great. That's what I love to hear, homie. I see you continuously logging your food, crushing it. We're going to throw that in. Boom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tag in not only the Peet's coffee, but I'm going to give Lean Body the chocolate a shout out since I do feature it in that one. Because it's actually really solid. What do you think, Alan? What do you think about like protein shakes in your coffee? Have you been messing with it lately? Because I haven't really seen that I just see your coffee shots, but I don't actually see like what's necessarily in them or if you change anything. Boom, and then just spilling all the mess. And I'm just being real in the video. I'm not even going to cut that out. I'm just literally going to share that in the video because I think it's funny, honestly. Yeah, next time I go to the store, I'm going to see if they have what I need to make those protein pancakes. Yeah, dude. So you saw it. I'm assuming you saw that. Like I shared it with you, so I'm guessing you watched it. And then what I'll do is, use bumper plates. What I'll do too is I'll tag right now. I actually put in the carousel the protein that you can get if you want. If you want to like price shop, I put collagen powder in the coffee. Right? Okay. I remember you saying that. So this is one of the protein blends that I use. Lately, it's been Millsville, but that I think you get at Aldi. Now, here, this is another one. Also, there's a Metrics one, but Birch Benders, the protein pancake mix, this one's a solid option. And really, all you need to do, you don't even need to do anything besides the mix and water. Maybe throw in like an egg if you want to add in some protein to it. But I like mixing it with the actual, whether it's Lean Body. I like the only what you need, no nut buttercup one. That's been a good go-to for me, but I'm drinking the chocolate Lean Body right now, but only what you need. I have it on my storefront. It's a really good combo. I highly recommend it. And then you don't even have to add water. You just like, for the amount of water they want you to add the protein shake instead per serving. And then boom, you got super dense, like low on the caloric density side of it, but super high dense on the protein side. Very filling. They're like, my kids love them. Like, and even like, honestly, maybe my kids are just different because they'll even drink my protein shakes. Like I like to actually be mindful of that because I don't want them drinking too much protein, especially at a young age. Their bodies don't need as much protein as obviously I do or something like that. So if they drink one of these, that's like the most protein they should be having for the entire day. But yeah, dude, check out this one. I'm also sitting right now on our seat cushion. I want to show you guys as I've been sitting on it. Look, notice like there's no. I'm gonna take this front part off, and I like the fact they have it though. But like it like absorbs. It's really nice, and it actually does feel good. So this is something I've been having in the car. And I put it in the car for long road trips, but I pulled it back and threw it. Like, dude, my throat's all the stuff used. But getting it back inside, like especially I'm gonna be spending this like hour live stream with you guys, and then I have a meeting after this. So I'm gonna spend 2 hours pretty much back to back in this chair. So I want to have my bottom protected, cushioned up. Not only does it have 33% off, but let's also check. I'm probably gonna have to make another unboxing. Yeah, man, I got to do an unboxing video on this. My video's just not up here yet. Come on now, 5-star. We're gonna have to level our game up, you know what I mean? Or I'm gonna have to level my game up. Let's see what else we got here. If there's any other ones. Ooh, Watch Mojo is on Amazon. I didn't even know that. Okay, Watch Mojo, I see you. And then let's see what else do you guys want to talk about? So, I did want to talk about. So this is something I was talking about with a client this past weekend. I'm a big fan of body composition measurements. I like having a smart scale. To me, it's the like easiest, most consistent, reliable way to do it. But doesn't mean it's the only way. And being able to have calipers and being able to have a tape measure combined when you have someone that knows what they're doing can be an extremely helpful tool. Now, what I will say, if you don't feel super confident, when I say the calipers, because the way the calipers will work is you take your numbers for different parts and areas of your body, and you're going to clip basically or calibrate how much fat you have in each area. And depending on who does it, you can get like 3 people do it, you can get 3 completely different numbers and readings. So it's about trying to have someone you trust, preferably at the gym or working with a trainer that's going to have some experience with this, because this is part of most people's like certification bodies. Being able to have that caliber and have the tape measure. For the price point right now, this is like, what I will say though, for like an extra $10, you can get a smart scale that will check your body composition with your water levels. They'll do all these like kind of dialed in specifics or have that specificity. But I also do like having a tape measure, even if you just get the tape measure by itself. But if you look at the pricing, for the price of the tape measure, $7, you could just do that same thing and just get the actual caliper with it too. What do you think about Kodiak Power Cakes protein pancake mix? So yeah, so that's another one I tagged in the actual video. I don't have it in the carousel today. You could find it on Amazon. I do like them. Here's what I would say though: the Kodiak Power Cakes, the ratio of protein to carbs, I would have those, but I would exclusively have those either before or after training. The other protein mix by Birch or by Millville, and you add in whether it's your lean body, only what you need, whatever additional protein, you can have those like anytime kind of a meal. You can have them any time of the day at any point. But the Kodiak Power Cakes, I would have those before or after workout only, just because the carbs to protein ratio. And again, doesn't mean it's wrong, but that's a great question, by the way. I appreciate you asking it. Let's see. Let's also highlight. This is, I'm going to give everyone their reminder. Actually, I forgot the name of the YouTuber. There's a YouTuber that when he makes his content, he's like, don't forget to stay hydrated, like randomly in his video. I'm like, bro, I love that. Like, shout out to that dude, because everyone should be hydrated. I don't care what you do, you should be hydrating. Most people aren't. So as I drink, I want to highlight my Yeti 32 ounce, technically 30 ounce tumbler here. Ashley got it for me. I want to say for a Father's Day gift. Speaking of which, I gotta figure out when's Mother's Day. When's Mother's Day? So it's May. So, I mean, I just did a bunch of Easter content. I actually got it right over here. So if you guys want to see some of the Easter stuff I have in the carousel, let me know. But I'm also like, yeah, I should make some Mother's Day content too, because I'm working on staying ahead of the game, y'all. So not only, hey, when it's the season, but I already have the videos up and done so that when people are shopping for it, boom, you're going to find my video. Because I want to help you guys out. Pass. Next up. Okay, so yeah, we're going to pass. We're going to say negatory on that one. I just heard back from one of my coaches saying they're going to pass on a certain schedule request for a client. I'm like, I got you. No worries. All right. Let's see. What do you guys want to talk about? What do we want to go to next? I'm just going to go back to the bands. I'm so like green on the bands, man. So hyped on them, especially because they're mine. Speaking of which, let's go into our seller account really quick. Because I know we had an order pending the other day. So I want to just check on that with you guys. And also shout out Alan. Again, Alan, you're always going to have his place in my heart, dude, because you were the first one to order it. Why is this still pending? That's interesting. Currently pending. Your inventory is on hold. Wonder why it's still pending. That's interesting. What do you guys think? Let's see. So with the bands, let's talk about, I actually just did a video yesterday and I just put it out about how I hit a new PR actually on my deadlift. And it was largely due to the resistance bands, not only because I added more resistance with them, but the way I've been able to program them and the way I've been working them into my routine. It's helped me progressively add on over the last 4 weeks, and I like genuinely feel the difference, and it feels good, man. Like I hit 400 pounds for the first time, and it's just such a just because I've had that as a milestone goal for a while, so to be able to hit it, to knock it off, just feels good, I am. Boom goes the dynamite. Boom. So we got our hydration, y'all. We got our coffee coming in. We got the workout bands. We're using them as part of it. And with all of those things, I'm curious, what do you guys want to talk about? Like, what questions might you have too? And again, if you guys are watching on any of the other platforms, hop on over to Amazon so you can actually see the products that I'm talking about. Not only as I'm like discussing them and demonstrating them, but like the actual product information. You order them here. I got like the bands in the background right here, but I'll also screen share so you can see. We did a photo shoot and I got a bunch of new pictures. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to have a special for anyone that orders the extra heavy set. I'm going to throw in the short band set on the house for the next 4 orders. We got 4 left on this. So for the next 4 people that order the heavy bands, I'm going to throw in the short bands just as a bonus for you. So for $40, you're going to get both just comboed up. And you can always, what we're going to be doing, guys, you can see down here, you can buy it with like a door anchor if you need. We're going to be including that as accessories in the months to come. I'm just working with our manufacturer, not only to have the door anchor, but to have actual handles that'll kind of clip onto it and all those fun features, which are really going to be cool too. But wanted to just share with you guys. Excuse me. Let's see what else we got. So we got that. We talked about the protein mix pancakes that are delicioso. Let's highlight some of this Easter fun. Because again, we got some really good deals on it too. Boom. That's stocking stuffer, Easter style. So this is the rainbow unicorn slime. This is the egg style kit. So I'm gonna show you. Man, we went hard in the paint the other day with our slime kit. Like both my kids. Sorry, I was just reading them. I thought there was a new message, but it was what you were saying before, Alan, which I appreciate. So with the slime kits, my kids, they just want to mix it all in one shot. Like you're technically supposed to pace it out over time, right? Like you're supposed to just okay, we'll do a little bit here. We'll make this. No, my kids want to do it all in one shot. I'm like, all right, cool. But then you're going to be out of the slime. So you got not only 10% off, but you have the options to do like glitter style. You got cloud style, pink, stardust. I mean, all of these are right up Lena's alley. Whether it's, this is great for Christmas, but I also think this is great for Easter. That's like right here, especially because it's egg shaped. Kind of makes sense with the Easter time. And the other cool component of it's a fun activity you can do. Now, here's the pro tip, though, that I will give you guys. Pro tip from experience. I'm doing like at least half a dozen now. We've done like at least 6 different types of slime kits with our kids, every time lay down a towel. Like, no, unless you're gonna do it outside, lay down a towel. Because even though the stuff's non-toxic and it is relatively easy to clean, you're gonna want to just not get it stuck on the table. It just makes it so much easier to condense it and keep it organized. That would be like the biggest pro tip I would give you guys. All right, let's see. What are we gonna go to next? I'm gonna highlight one of our other products here. Curious what you guys got questions on. Talk to me, y'all. Talk to me. We also got our gear light products. This is something that I had talked about a very long time ago, especially the dark light option, the UV light right here, that like I would bring this to a hotel I was staying at and just to see, like, I'm just curious to see, like, hey, what's the quality? And I was genuinely surprised. There was like literally no spots on the walls, on the beds, except on the extra bed that I was not sleeping on. You didn't even need a UV light. There was just like somehow they forgot to change the sheets or something. Or they did, and they just swapped them with like a set of sheets that had like a urine stain on it. I was like, bro, what is happening? And this was like a really nice place, like $1,500 a day kind of a place. And I was like, how did this fall through the cracks, man? But I guess people make mistakes, you know what I mean? That's like, I'm like, all right. What I will say is I'm actually using the ring light right now, or a version of it, and this is the one that my wife uses. And I appreciate that, Alan. Thanks, homie. Being able to, whether it's like you're a content creator, like this kind of live streaming or recording stuff, or this is where I think that it becomes really helpful, is you're going to just be maybe like hosting, having a party, want to do karaoke. You call your parents. Like if you live away from your family and you're like FaceTiming them with your kids, having a stand to hold your phone becomes very helpful. Because that's ultimately what I feel like a lot of times when I end up calling my parents, I just feel like a phone stand. And also you got, boom, look at that, 20% on. Get the extra 20%. I end up feeling like a phone stand. When I'm calling my parents, I'm like, yo, let me just get this. You can pivot it. You can angle it. It's got the light in case there's any lighting issues. And plus, obviously, as a content creator, it's going to be clutch. But I think moving more into what I like it for, even I talk to our athletes about, is if you're like training and you want to get content of you like hitting pads or doing drills or even lifting for my clients, getting something like this, especially if you live stream or not even live stream, if you're like streaming with a coach or as like a fitness person, being able to have this for Zoom calls if you're using your phone makes your life so much easier. So you don't have to worry about trying to like find something to position it on, which we could do too. Like I have clients that literally will just like position it, prop it up against stuff, but spend the extra $30. And right now you got 20% off. Plus that makes it, that brings it down to under $25. And basically like $22, or let's say it's 25 with like tax and all that fun stuff at the end of it, under $25. It's a worthwhile investment. Like it wouldn't be my number one just for like, just cause, but if you're creating content, this would be like one of the first things to get. On the flip side, even as like, if you're someone that is working with a coach virtually, this would be one of the things I would recommend getting too, believe it or not. It will make your experience that much better. Now, if you're working with someone in person, this is a different aspect, but it can be a worthwhile investment nonetheless. I just realized I wasn't adding it the whole time. But again, and then it talks about like lighting for recording. You can do makeup, photography, all that fun stuff. Cute room decor. What? I didn't think about it for like room decor, but lighting wise, I could see that. Maybe here's part of it. But again, looking at, again, the phone holder, clip-on phone holder, selfie remote control. I didn't even realize it came with that. I never used that. The light, really what I use it is the tripod component, the light switch that the ring light goes onto, and then the actual phone holder itself. But that's cool. Like I didn't even think about with using the selfie remote control holder. That one's pretty clutch. And yeah, just being able to have it so that it makes your life easier, especially as someone that is a content creator. This is one I use on a daily basis. And I have a variety. I have like at least 3 different ones. Like I have one right now for my desk. That's a different style. I have this one that's the tripod style. And then I have a separate tripod one that also has motion tracking on it as well. So there's all these different options depending on, again, the situation. It's kind of like you want to be able to have the right tools in your toolbox for the right time. And oh, what's up, Tara? Thank you. I appreciate that. First off, Tara, not that you need any, like probably everyone here is already following, but Tara, drop your link. Let the people know what's up. I appreciate you dropping by and just saying, hey, you know what I'm saying? But I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Tara. Let's see if I'm going to pull up your link right now. Let me get it. Let's pull it up. And one of the things I'm curious too, like maybe I'm saying Tara, but it's Tara. I'm like horrible at name pronunciation. Right? It's Tara, right? Like unless I'm insecure. Now I'm insecure about how I'm saying it. Putting too much thought into it, I guess, But either way, appreciate it nonetheless. Let me see if I can pull it up so I can drop your link. But again, feel free to drop your link, especially anytime I see another like live streamer in the chat. I always want you to like drop your stuff, promote them, guys. I love from my experience, everyone's really supportive here, so I like to like always feed into that kind of vibe. You know what I mean? But all right, let's switch those gears up a little bit. Now we're gonna go back. I'm gonna even go back into the protein. So I'm gonna throw some more in with my coffee. So let's get it in. Now I'm gonna give you guys a pro tip. When you're shopping for protein or snacks or things, this is what I look for. And I'll give you the reason why. When I'm looking at whatever the item is, I not only look at protein, but I look at calories. So the reason is if you can look at, okay, this has 280 calories per container, per serving. It's got 40 grams of protein. If we do the ratio, I think of like ratio wise. And this is again my analytical, like kind of mathematical brain kicking in, but it's also because as someone that's like designed nutrition and meal plans based around numbers, amongst other things, is some of the things we look for. And knowing that, being able to I just realized I'm under my wrong account. I'm under Lifestyle Fitness. Let's switch it out. Go back into the Coach Mike's, everyone. But again, going back to that ratio, and if we do the math here, the reason why I always like to see 10 grams of protein for every 100. And the reason I like to see that ratio is it roughly works out to 40% of the calories coming from protein, which is a really good baseline to start. Not everyone needs that. That's not my recommendation for everybody, but it's a place to anchor yourself, especially if you're working on lowering your body fat percentage while being able to preserve muscle. And the reason being is you're going to have enough protein coming in to cover and repair your tissue. But if you eat within a calorie range, you'll be able to stay in a deficit that allows you to also burn body fat. It's really hard, transparently, to lose body fat in the same day that you're building muscle. Typically, that doesn't happen at the same time. Usually, you're going to have to pick one or the other. So that's where, when we start to get more advanced with clients, there's a progression that I tend to work on with clients. Is first, we're going to look at where are we right now? What are the habits we can start to really build and get momentum with? Then once we get to that, how are they impacting our goals? How is it impacting our life? Where do we want to go to from here? As we want to get leaner and lower body composition. I love it. I love the learning and shopping combo. You know what I mean? And again, everybody, boom. Check out Tara's link. I'll give her a follow. Let me pull it up actually real quick. And that's why I appreciate that you even say that. My game plan, my goal is to always try and add not only entertainment, right? That's why we're here for people who are hanging out with us, but also add value from an educational standpoint. Boom. In case you guys don't know, do a little screen share. Go check it. Spread all the love. Yeah, that's what I like to see. Alan, thanks for supporting too. You guys already know I'm already following. Boom. I like it. And just awesome stuff. If you guys aren't on Terramail, by the way, or Terramail, get on it. And I'm also looking forward to seeing you in June. We're gonna have a fun time. I don't know if Gina's laid out all the deets of what Joshua Tree is gonna hold for us, but we're gonna have, I think, a really good time in Joshua Tree. If you're, again, that's assuming you're on board to do that, no pressure, but I think it'll be a really fun time. And I'm really excited for you to meet Ryan and Luke. They have the Castle House. They have their Castle House account already here on Amazon. So we're going to set up some really cool. There's a lot of cool, I think, overlaps and things to connect on there that I'm really, really looking forward to. So even again, I'm going to bring it back full circle here, talking about kind of learning and shopping combo. So what I like to do is with my chocolate protein or whatever flavor I'm doing is I throw it in with my coffee. So right now I have the Pete's coffee. This is the first time I tried this one. I really like the dark roast. I'm more of a dark roast person. I'm learning over time. Yeah, I'm 100% excited for VidCon. Being able to just like scope that out. I'm really excited for that. And then being able to see the fun that we'll be able to have. Have you been to Joshua Tree before, Tara? Or like, I feel like maybe, forgive me if I'm asking like redundant questions. But yeah, so excited. All right, so let's like kind of shift gears. Now I'm going to cross compare because I have my Osaka French press, which is right here behind me. So I'm going to actually pour some in. But then we also have the Coffee Gator French press. So I wanted to cross compare them. Here's the biggest thing that I could say in a cross comparison is the Osaka is going to be a little bit, it's going to be a friendlier price point, but it's going to be a little bit less durable. It's kind of my favorite point. What's your favorite flavor? Ooh, that's a good question. That's a really good question, by the way, Tara. My favorite flavor will depend on how I'm using it. If I'm solely drinking it by itself, I would say, especially it depends too. Let's go back to lean body for a second, because I'll mix the Osaka with my French press, whatever I'm doing it. You've been there before. Yay! So I'm excited for you to go back then. Either way, since you've already been there, I'm going to go through specifically the lean body because I've had their strawberry, I've had their chocolate, I've had their cafe mocha, which is delicious. Out of all those flavors, truthfully, I like just strawberry if I'm going to just drink it, which I normally don't. I'm not a huge strawberry person, but for the lean body, I genuinely like their strawberry. Now, if I'm going to add it to my coffee, I do like the chocolate. Okay. Now, runner-up is the cafe mocha, but here's the thing about the cafe mocha. It has 240 milligrams of caffeine already in it, so it's not one I would mix with coffee. It's one I would have solo. It's a great pre-workout option. And then thanks for the follow. And being able to, hold on, let me get a little sip. Being able to figure out that is key. Then it also depends on the brand too. Like, so my favorite for lean body, strawberry if I'm drinking it solo. Favorite for my coffee, the chocolate. If I'm trying to also do it as a pre-workout, the cafe mocha is my go-to because it's got 240 milligrams of caffeine. The flavor's on point. It's got the 40 grams of protein. And for perspective, guys, typically on average, a cup of coffee will have like 100 to 150 milligrams of caffeine, give or take. So that's like basically almost 2 cups of coffee in one shot, which is great pre-workout, but you want to be mindful, in my opinion, when you're having it. The timing of that becomes very important. Because, yeah, you can have – I drank this on the way home after the gym one day. I didn't go to sleep till like 3 in the morning because I didn't look at like what flavor I was drinking. I thought it was the peanut butter, and I realized in hindsight it was not. So that's was an amateur move on my end. So learn from my experience on that, guys. Make sure you're drinking – if you're drinking the cafe mocha, you know what time of day it is. So shifting gears here, and also, Tara, if you have any questions or you want me to like talk to anything else, I'll gladly speak to it. Just like Alan, same dealer, anyone that's listening. But also, guys, go follow. Tara put a link up before, and what I'm going to do. So here's one thing I wanted to talk about. This is the last day that we have the 40% off code. Now, obviously, I'm only going to speak to it from like the fitness perspective as a fitness coach, as someone that's worked with physical therapists and that are pelvic floor specialists. Like I have people in my network that are specialists just with pelvic floor training. Now, I don't obviously have the same use or need of use for this with this tool the way it would be used. Doesn't mean that guys can benefit from pelvic floor training, by the way. Fun fact. There's like diaphragmatic breathing. There's a tremendous amount of value. It's just you wouldn't necessarily use a Kegel tool exerciser for that, right? You could use the Kegel weight for obviously like our female audience. It's a great tool to use. I will only speak to my understanding of it. And here's one thing I'm going to speak. One of my physical therapists in my network, she's absolutely amazing here in Asheville. She does tons of great content, provides tons of free resources around it. One of the things that she talks about is being able to have a strong pelvic floor and some of the symptoms and signs to look for if you're uncertain if your pelvic floor could use some strengthening, and if maybe a Kegel exerciser for your pelvic floor could be a benefit among some of the other components and aspects that it can be utilized for. So 15 minutes every day, feel a difference in just 2 weeks. I can't personally speak to that from what I've heard. Obviously, whether my wife or like, I'd like to be very careful with how I word this because like I keep client information confidential. So I won't obviously say any personal name. But I'll say with female clients I've worked with, they've seen a difference and an impact on it for their pelvic floor. And then from the physical therapy and the anatomy and physiology side, there's a tremendous benefit to it. And today's the last day for this 40% off promo code. So I would highly recommend taking advantage of that. I'm not going to spend too much more time on that because, again, unless you guys have specific questions, I'll speak to that. But I'm going to kind of bounce around here. So what I wanted to also talk about is we have our 28-day reset. This is like when people ask me, I have to run, Coach Mike, have a great day. Yeah, Alan, I appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out. I'm honestly going to run out probably in like 5 or 10 minutes anyway. I have a call I'm going to jump on after this, but I wanted to share with you guys the 28-day reset. Also, any questions you guys have, feel free to let me know. I'll also be back tomorrow too at 11:15 hanging out. We're going to get our workout in, so make sure you're ready to rock on that bad boy. And in this book, it's really like we go over everything from introduction to why we're doing what we're doing, as well as being able to create habits, but also giving you guys data and some of the insight into why we're picking it. So like eating for a basic body type, how that can impact your caloric intake. If you want to count calories, how to do that. Also some of the drawbacks of counting calories. If you want to look at like macronutrient percentages, we kind of break that down by your body type. It doesn't mean that's the only way to do it. That's just what I've seen to be effective at a pretty large scale. And then again, we give you charts and data on how that's going to impact pre-workout, during workout, post-workout, just like your goals, how they typically align. If you're uncertain, we even have different types of insight. And then if you don't want to count calories, how can you use your hand as a reference point? So for like this guideline right here, this I believe is for our mesomorph body type. So for our mesomorph, on average, everyone's going to be slightly different. Cool thing though is your hand typically gets proportionately size to your body, more or less. So we have our protein. So it's going to be 2 palms worth of protein. So not only in diameter, but in thickness too. So that's like one aspect of it. So we're going to have 2 palms of protein. Then we're going to have 2 fists of vegetables. So look at the size and volume of my fist. We're going to have 2 of those on a plate. We're going to go with 2 cupped handfuls of your smart carbs or your carb-friendly options. And we have lists of this stuff as well. So you're going to have 2 hands worth of that. That's how you break down per meal. And then 2 thumb volumes of fat. So like the volume and size of my thumb, that's how much fat we want, whether it's nuts, olive oil, avocado, whatever that looks like, just as an example. And again, that's one dynamic of it. If that's even more confusing, then we can go to counting calories. We explain how to do that. But then the bigger thing is then we look at how do we integrate habits and guidelines. Specifically, let's pull it up. Once you go through, like, even we do have a week where we kind of do like an elimination style where we eliminate a lot of foods and then we reintroduce them. So you can see how your body responds to, which is very helpful. But even just going through, again, these like 8 to 9 core guidelines that are going to set you up for sustainability. For example, don't drink calories. One of the few exceptions I would say is like protein shakes are meal replacements. So they're less of drinking unnecessary calories. But for example, like if you drink even orange juice, that might be something you want to reconsider. Even if you're like, oh, but I blended the juice myself, which doesn't mean it's wrong. This is not to say it's wrong. It just means it might be something you want to look at, because if you eat the orange versus drinking it, it drastically changes actually how it can impact your blood sugar levels. And why does that matter? Depending on how your blood sugar responds, it could also indicate or dictate your insulin response. And the component of insulin is going to basically tell cells to absorb that, whether it's sugar, glycogen, however you want to look at it, what makes maybe the most sense to you, how it gets allocated in your body. So again, but also there's the law of thermodynamics, which is like calories in, calories out. It's not always just that simple. There's other variables at play, but when you boil it down, it's that too. So the point is to help kind of not intake unnecessary calories and get you full. Then eating at a certain schedule, being able to not eat within an hour before bed, unless you're trying to gain weight, that might be a different component of it. But again, it's really everything that you're going to need as far as establishing a baseline, in my humble opinion. Now, it's not for everybody either. I'm going to be honest with you guys. There's going to have very specific needs. Like if you're specifically trying to eat, vegan and gluten friendly exclusively with, I'm trying to think of like, it would even actually be fine for gluten and vegan. trying to think of like maybe if you're more keto, you need to like it's not specific to any particular diet. It's just like how to take habits and make shifts in your behavior patterns, which I guess can be applicable to a lot of people. But really, I would say this is mostly kind of leverage. The way I use it is for people that want to lose body fat. If you're trying to put on weight, there's other strategies we have. You wouldn't want to necessarily do everything in the 28-day reset. But it also even has a body weight workout program. And then we also have with our bands a workout program I provide you guys. So when you guys order the bands, I even give you like, hey, just shoot me an email and I'll actually share the workout program for you. And we just recorded an actual like module video demonstration of each exercise. So you'll be able to actually see that as well. So there's like a bonus there. But with that being said, y'all, that's pretty much going to do it for me here because I've got my meeting I'm going to be jumping into now. And I just wanted to hang out with you guys for a little bit while we're doing this. Crushing it. All that fun. I appreciate you guys hanging out, chilling with me, all the goodness. Boom, I just realized I got that cafe mocha. Boom, bam. We got another one. What's up, cafe mocha? And yeah, y'all, I think that's going to pretty much do it. Doesn't look like we have any other questions. Enjoy the rest of the day, y'all. That's all I got to say. I'll be back tomorrow, 11:15 a.m. getting after. We're going to be doing a weekly workout. So make sure you guys come prepared to get your lift in. Now, I'm kind of on the fence on if we're going to be doing chest and back or shoulders and arms. We'll see. It's going to be a surprise for you guys. Just show up ready to rock. Have your workout clothes. If you got bands, if you got workout equipment, if you want to even be at the gym, any one of those environments are going to work. Or if you just want to show up and watch and ask questions, totally fine to do that as well. But I'm telling you, it's going to be a great workout. So you're probably going to want to join in on this one. Just my 2 cents. But either way, I appreciate you guys. Cheers, y'all.